All right, this is going to be a fun recording. I am drinking, I'll tell you why. Because I got a $175,000 line of credit. Let me back up. It's actually $100,000 BLOC, business line of credit, on a stated income application, a stated income loan. What is a stated income loan? Basically, you can just tell the bank saying, hey, this is what I made. I made 200 grand last year, and here's my application, and here's my social security number, because it still will underwrite you as a person and use your soft pull on your credit score to see if you qualify for a loan, but it goes under a business name and a business LLC. That was pretty cool because did a soft pull, you hit the minimum credit requirements, and then they approved me for a business line of credit with statement income. I didn't have to send any pay stubs. I didn't have to send any bank statements. I didn't have to send any financials. They didn't ask me anything. Why do I have 45 cents coming out on the 5th? Why do I have $400 coming in on the 7th? None of those questions like you usually get when you get a loan. This was a pretty smooth process. It took about a week, right? Talk to the lender, a local bank. Actually, it's a pretty big bank, not a local bank, but it's a big bank, but it's they have a lot of local branches. And I submitted my application, and a week later, like, hey, you got a $100K approval. And then I asked, can I get a business credit card along with this, right? If you're already going to do a soft pull and approve me for $100K, can I get a business credit card, a true business credit card that is not attached to my personal credit, right? So basically, if I owe it, I ended up getting a 35. They said, hey, we'll give you 25K. How does that sound? And I said, can I get 35? They're like, sure, I'll give you 35. I'm like, holy shit, I should have just asked for 50K credit line on my credit card. But, whatever. I'll ask for it later. In 6 months, I can say, hey, can you give me you use it wisely, and in 6 months, you ask for a credit increase, right? I can go to $50,000 credit increase or whatever their max allowable limit is on that particular card for that bank. I was very, very excited about that. So I really have $135,000 that I can use on a business line of credit and on a true business credit card that doesn't report to my profile. So if I happen to go charge $35,000 tomorrow, I go to Vegas and I spend it on gambling, whatever, right? And I owe $35,000 when it reports on my credit, right? When the cycle ends, the statement period ends, and it shows that there's a balance, that you're 100% credit utilization, it'll never show on my credit report. That is pretty cool, because then you can start running some of your expenses on that side and not have to worry about having to pay your balance off every month. And I'll actually talk about that in another video, why you shouldn't pay all your credit card or all your balance every single month, and when you should pay and when you should not pay for your best credit optimization. That's why I was able to get this business line of credit, because I've been working on my credit for a very, very long time. So I am fundable very, very quickly. So you might ask, how do I get a $100,000 line of credit? First of all, you got to build a relationship with a banker or have somebody connect you with a banker. So I had somebody connect me with a banker saying, hey, this banker right now is lending, they're doing business line of credit on an LLC that is 2 years and older, right? They'll use your personal profile for credit, and they do it on stated income only. So even if you have an LLC that you've never used, you never even made money with it, you can do a stated income loan on it. Now, you don't want to lie in your application, right? But you can do a stated income loan. Say, hey, I made $200,000 on that particular LLC. Now, that is very important, right? Because what happens is you got to find the bank that's going to be able to loan on that particular, they're actually lending, they're actually doing business lines of credit. This bank could be doing it for the next 6 months, for the next 2 years. And then they say, okay, great. We've already allocated X amount of dollars to the business line of credit. So now let's not do that anymore because we're having enough risk there. Now let's focus on something else, right? So then they go focus on giving a line of credit for something else or some other kind of asset. So not all banks will do this for you. And you got to watch out. Well, not really watch out, but you got to really know what each bank is lending on. Some banks could be lending on business line of credit, personal lines of credit. They can be lending on second mortgages. They could be lending on warehouses. They could be lending on land. Whatever their asset they're lending on, that's what you got to go after for those particular banks. So $135,000 in business credit, which I can use I'm going to do another video and I'm going to talk about what I'm going to use those $135,000 for, how I can double that in 1 year. And I got like a 4% interest, something like that. I don't even know. The credit card is 0% for a year, and the line of credit is about 4% per year. So if I use it all, I have to pay them back $4,000. I can make way more than $4,000 with $100,000 in my pocket right now. So super cool business line of credit. I'll talk about in my other videos about how to optimize your credit. And I'm going to talk about how I'm going to spend these $135,000 that I got without putting it in on my personal credit. The best part about it is this is one bank. I can go to another bank, not the same one, but the one across the street, and ask for a business line of credit. And then the one across the street and I can go to 10 banks and I can ask each bank for a $100,000 business line of credit, and they will all give it to me. And I have $1 million line of credit, and they don't really care. They don't really talk to each other. They just go and they see what I'm applying for at that time because it's not on my personal credit profile. So check out my other videos and don't forget to subscribe.